Ravenswatch is a roguelike that does a few things really well, and no matter what you decide to do during your run, the key gameplay features are the reasons this game is so addicting. Now the game is not perfect, but the one clear issue is heavily outweighed by the many good things that we will discuss. In fact, there are 4 main topics that I want to discuss in today's video, starting with classes. There are currently 8 playable heroes in the game. These characters are very unique from each other, not only in their design and their lure, but also their playstyles as well. Scarlet, for example, plays like a rogue in that she uses stealth and combo points to increase her attack damage, but at night she transforms into a werewolf that plays a lot more like a healing tank. Now let's compare her to Geppetto, for example. He uses dolls to distract his enemies, while he delivers huge amounts of damage from afar. And it doesn't stop there, each hero is completely different from one another. And to this point, they all have the potential to carry their team. This is really the first roguelike that I have played where all characters feel fairly well balanced and are all really fun to play. Now the progression of each hero is also really top notch. The game lets you alter each hero's abilities, which allows you to create very satisfying builds. Each time you level, you'll be granted a random selection of talents. And instead of only giving you increases to basic stats, like a lot of other roguelikes do, this game alters the way each hero's abilities behave. And this aspect plays a huge part in what Ravenswatch does best, and that is its moment-to-moment gameplay. There's a lot going on here in the gameplay department, and it all feels so seamless. From the moment you begin a chapter all the way to the boss fight, the game constantly keeps you engaged. In each chapter, you will spawn into a randomly generated map. As you adventure through this foggy atmospheric environment, which is all complemented by this really cool art style by the way, you'll be tasked with defeating powerful monsters, taking on chaotic stage events, and completing quests for NPCs. All of which give their own special rewards to help continue your hero progress. And I believe the reason why all these things, from the side quests to the mini bosses, feel so engaging is because they revolve around one thing: the combat. Combat in this game is absolutely rock solid. Each enemy type has their own moveset, and the majority of these monsters hit really hard, so learning each enemy is crucial to your success. It's this, in combination with the hero's unique abilities, that make for a playthrough full of epic battles. With so many challenging tasks to choose from in each randomly generated level, players have one final challenge to face. And that is the challenge of time. Ravenswatch isn't the first roguelike to put players against the clock, but in my opinion, it actually does it the best. In each chapter, players are given 18 minutes to increase their power as much as possible before the boss fight begins. During these 18 minutes, there are 3 day-night cycles, which introduce a new set of obstacles like spawning in stronger enemies. But the real challenge during these 18 minutes is that you as the player have to decide which events to take on and which to leave behind. And here lies the battle against the clock. You have to be efficient and effective with everything you decide to do in the time that is given to you. And I believe this time mechanic is what makes Ravenswatch so unique and is a big part of its satisfying gameplay. So you've made it to the end of the 3rd day, and you made all the right decisions, and now the boss fight begins. Each act is capped off with the standard boss fight, and unfortunately, this is where the game fumbles a bit. A massive monster with a huge health bar that delivers a chaotic fight, which are all good things. But all these good things are accompanied by this dull red filter and a fairly basic monster design. Compared to the absolute magic that the art team delivered during the pre-boss stage, these monster designs just feel a bit disappointing. As far as the actual fights go, at least they're better than they look. They deliver a fair challenge and can definitely get chaotic, but there is zero variation for each boss. Once you understand the fight, you'll know exactly what to expect the next time around. And this, along with the bland monster and level design, just make these final encounters feel so flat and repetitive when it should be the climax of the game. But even with the bosses being a bit underwhelming, they still give the players a fun challenge and shouldn't discourage you from checking out the game, because let me tell you, the rest of Ravenswatch is absolute roguelike gold. You pick a fairy tale hero, you fight to become stronger, and you defeat monsters from nightmares. Is there anything else the inner child in you can ask for? The answer's no. Alrighty, so those are the best aspects of Ravenswatch, followed by one critique. If you enjoyed our time together, clicking that like button is always super helpful. Anyways, that's it for this one. I appreciate y'all for sticking around, and thanks for watching.